Before I start today's show, I just want to remind all of you that this evening is Saturday night, June the 16th, and we are having the Linux Zoo Crew. Visit www.linuxdistrocommunity.com for instructions on connecting to us on Mumble. Today's topic is fishing with dynamite. That's right, we're having a news and nonsense report with Total OS today and a bunch of other special guests. You'll definitely want to be there in person if you want to catch all the fun and laughs and giggles and everything. We're going to have a pre-show chat during the show and then post-chat conversation. So definitely peek in and be a part of the show. Now, on with today's program. I've always wanted to do a video on this, but I just haven't been able to wrap my head around this software, and it wasn't until I spent a few hours with this today that I realized that this is just as easy to use as FL Studio. And of course, I'm speaking of the Linux Multimedia Studio. I'm going to give you a quick overview of that right now on Spatry's Cup of Linux. Welcome to the Linux Multimedia Studio. Today I'm just going to give you a brief overview of how this program works and why I think you should give it a try. For those of you who are familiar with FL Studio, it's Windows' cousin. This is a free version, and this is a wonderful loop maker. Word of warning though, you need to have a powerful computer for this, because I'll tell you what, this sure brings my computer crying and crawling to its knees. Now, if you went online and you installed lmms-vst, you will have this wonderful plugin called Vestige, which will allow you to run any of your VST plugins as long as you have Wine installed and you have a powerful computer, because I've had a few of these plugins crash on me. That's one reason why I wasn't able to actually write my new soundtrack using this software just yet, because my Slayer plugin kept crashing and it was driving me nuts. Oh well, it is what it is. Okay, so this what you're seeing here is your main pattern editor here, or your main song editor, where you create your this is where you actually just color in all of the tracks that you have created. Okay, and then here, this is your beat sequencer here, where you will you know, write in patterns and that sort of thing for all of your individual drums. It's like a drum sequencer. Also, this is a wonderful place where you can go ahead and you can start adding some of these plugins here, and you can then go in and tweak and play with all the knobs, push the buttons, and have all kinds of fun with these things. And I mean, the possibilities are endless with this. I'll show you in a minute why. But at any rate, you get an audio file processor, Bit Invader, which is a customizable wavetable synthesizer. You get a bass drum synthesizer. Excuse me. This is a TB303 emulator here. An additive synthesizer for organ-like sounds. And Game Boy music emulator. Ew. Patman, GUS-compatible pass instrument. An SF2 player, which plays sound font files. So if you have any sound font files in your collection, you definitely want to check those out. And then, of course, you get, this looks like the Commodore 64 sound effects. Lovely. You get the triple oscillator, of course, Vestige, only if you installed the VSST version. You get Vibed, which is a vibrating string modeler, and then of course the wonderful Zin Add Sub FX. You can get some really cool sound effects with this, but there is a lot of tweaking you're going to want to do with this. People have gotten some really realistic electric guitar sounds and that sort of thing out of this. I can't wait to learn how to do that. Okay, let me see, did I cover anything else here? Okay, this is your FX mixer, and the interesting thing about this is any of these channels can be assigned to a separate FX channel, and you can have different effects loaded into it. Alright, and then you also have an automation pattern here, so in case you want to have, at a certain point in the song, have a specific pattern, maybe have its volume lower or raise, or have it pan in stereo left to right, this is where you would do that here. And we've already looked at the plugins. Why don't we have a look at some of the projects here. Now this comes preloaded with tons of projects that you can look at. You can take them apart, see what makes them tick, maybe even, you know, just do some rearranging yourself and, you know, have a template with which to make your own songs. There are tons of choices for songs in here, lots and lots and lots of them, very nice. Also, you have samples in here, and in the samples, these are all sounds, OGG files, that you can actually drag in and modify those in your sequence editor and change their pitch, that sort of thing, and, you know, just to get that sound that you're after. Okay, and then in here, these are presets, and there are a lot of them, one for each different plugin that is available in here, and I just happened to open up the guitar section, and they have distorted guitars, thrash guitars, clean guitars that you can play with, so all in all very nice. And then of course tons and tons of different patches for each of these plugins, so the possibilities are endless just with this software alone. You don't even have to have any third-party VST plugins. Okay, and then of course you have navigation to your home directories, and then of course your root directories in case you have any VST plugins or anything like that buried in there. All in all, a comprehensive suite, and there's a lot of tutorials online. I also noticed that there are a lot of Windows users out there using the LMMS, or the Linux Multimedia Studio. So gotta love free and open source software. A lot of people have adopted this, and there are a lot of tutorials online, so if you feel like a glutton for punishment, definitely check this one out.